Clinton, in fact, recently called for Maliki to step down. Now, at the worst possible time to do is basically siding alongside ISIS. Um, However, in spite of all of this, I don't actually believe that ISIS is as powerful as the media is making them out to be, because they have a perception of invincibility. And that perception of invincibility is creating more members and more people being recruited, because the lack of clarity behind who is backing this group, it's driving easily manipulated youths into actually believing that ISIS is backed by God. Like, that must be the secret to its strengths. And, finally, ISIS has a sort of you're either with us or against us policy. There's no middle ground with these people. They rule with fear and barbarism. So even if the sheikhs may secretly give them money, they, unless they publicly state their support for ISIS, ISIS considers them enemies. And out of fear, actually, they get many defections.
Because of what, as he said, seems to be a PR campaign on behalf of the Western media that in fact is
It's
bolstered. Given what we know about ISIS, is their takeover of Iraq really a failure of US foreign policy as it's being characterized? Or did it take Washington by surprise, or is there a wider agenda behind its growth?
I don't believe it is against the US agenda. I don't believe it was unplanned or unpredicted. I know that, on the surface, a lot of people think that the ISIS takeover of Iraq appears to humiliate US foreign policy in the short term. Oh, they failed to create a stable, viable Iraq, and now these militias are taking it over. But in reality, this was all by design. Anyone who is observant during the US occupation of Iraq, even though the media was claiming that the US was trying to build a viable state and wanted to end any kind of sectarianism, everything that they did was to push, divide and conquer, and to pit Shias and Sunnis against each other. They, of course, helped the Dawa party of the Iraqi Shias, which is of a religious party rather than a secular party, to get into power, and of course with their unholy alliance with Iran. Al-Baghdadi, the current leader of ISIS, was actually released from Iraqi prison in 2009. In Basra, some British troops were caught dressed up as Arabs. General Petraeus and Robert Ford, they all conducted openly the El Salvador